a friend. Wait, don't miss this video. If you are watching it right now, it means you are already a part of something amazing. Before anything happens, subscribe to this channel. Seriously, just one tap. Done. Good. Stay till the end. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.
Why do you keep taking the sushi off my plate?
Relax. I'm about to pay for everything.
Okay, but that doesn't mean you could just take food off my plate. If you wanted that, you could have just ordered it. Or you could have even asked.
Yeah, but what the fuck? Relax.
You couldn't just ask, though?
Relax.
Like, you don't think that's rude?
I mean, I thought we would be sharing.
But, like, when was that communicated that we would be sharing?
We definitely communicated that.
When did we communicate that?
I mean, if it's sushi, I mean, it's just a public knowledge thing.
So I've been watching some of y'all dating stories, and I want to give you some tips for dating in 2026. This is for men and women, but mostly women. If you or anyone you know thinks that the person you're dating is charming, cut them off. Charming is not good. The person has to have a dwelling that does not include a cardboard box. No social media whatsoever. Red flag. If you're going to date anyone seriously, you're going to need 4 reports. That'll include a criminal background check, a psych evaluation, STD panel, and a credit check. If your person wants to get engaged, you'll need at least 3 signatures from family and friends who can produce a picture with that person when they were a baby. And if your relationship requires you to sleep in your car outside of a jail, prison, or penitentiary, just say no. And at all possible costs, avoid men with mommy issues. Excuse me, sir. If you have some dating tips besides don't do it in 2026, drop it in the comments.
What happened to your eye? I just have really bad hay fever, so they get a bit bloodshot and swollen sometimes. The pollen this year is just absolutely wild.
Ik heb ooit zo'n erge date gehad. Jij wilt niet weten, jij hebt waarschijnlijk nog nooit zo'n erge date gehad. Het begon allemaal op Instagram. Ik leerde die jongen kennen op Instagram. Hij vertelde mij dat hij 25 was. Ik was 20 in die tijd. Ja, toen we gingen op date, we gingen naar Gent. Heel de date was aan het spreken over zijn ex. Het was juist uit met zijn ex. En hij was de hele tijd shit aan het praten over haar. Ook een red flag. Toen hij zei van ja, en ik wil gewoon dus samen met mijn vriendin. En ik wil een toekomst. Ik ben wel 30 jaar. Ik dacht... Je zat tegen mij als 25. Maar ik dacht, oké, ik ga gewoon observeren, snap je? Ik ga niks zeggen. We zijn gewoon aan het chillen, we gaan iets eten. Oké, rustig. Opeens hij begint seksueel te praten. Ik dacht, I'm a God's child. Praat niet zo met mij. Maar dan vertelde hij mij, ik vind het leuk als een dame mijn kont chapt. Ja, je hebt dat goed gehoord. Een dame zijn kont chapt. Not today, bro. Not today. En ik was hem echt zo aan het bekijken van, what the fuck? En hij zei tegen mij van, ja, maar geloof mij, dat is echt leuk, dit, dat. Ik dacht, oké, weet je, TMI, too much information. Ik wilde me even zo van, you a pedophile. Oké, laten we gewoon die date afmaken. Want ik voel hem niet. En dan het erge is, luister. De dinner was voorbij. Ik zei tegen hem, sorry, maar... Mijn moeder heeft me nodig. Ik moet gaan. Oké, hij ging mij aan het station afzetten. Wat probeert deze man te doen?
Hell no, man.
Ik dacht, nee, sorry, ik doe dat niet op de eerste date. Toen was ik op de trein gegaan, guys, en heb ik hem direct geblokkeerd. Want, wat de hell, is er vooral, je liegt over jouw leeftijd en dan vertel je me dingen die ik niet wil weten. En dan probeer je me nog eens te kussen. Dan heb ik super lang niet meer op date gegaan, guys. Ik was gewoon...
Oh yeah, one more thing. If y'all see me on Love Island, mind your fucking business, bitch. I'm trying to find love, bitch. Y'all had y'all motherfucking chance.
I almost got murdered today, and this is what happened. I matched with this guy on Bumble. We talk, like, exchange a few messages back and forth, and then we switched to WhatsApp. We decided to go on a date, so he planned one for today. When I asked him to send me what bar we're going to, he sent me a postcode and he was like, meet here. So I googled the postcode and I put on maps and it was like flats. There was like a residential street. So I was like, what is this? I don't want to meet here. Like, can we just meet at the bar? No, he was like, no, just meet me here. We can walk together. And I was like, can I just please meet you at the bar? And again, he was just like, just meet me here. Obviously, I was still going to go to the bar. He eventually told me the bar's name. And I am coming, well, I was supposed to be in the office today, so I would have been coming from wherever my office is. And he chose a place that's like an hour away by tube. And it's a Tuesday, so I didn't really want to do that. I was like, that's too far. I don't want to be back late and then end up having to take like a really expensive Uber back to my house. And he was like, it's not far at all. Like, just walk across the bridge and then you can tube to one stop, which it wasn't. It would still take me about an hour to get there. So I was like, no, can we just meet somewhere in the middle, so that we can both travel? It's not just like, I don't know, it's because he lives in that area that he wanted to do that he chose the bar in. He was adamant on not changing location, and he was just like, why are you making such a big deal out of it? It's not a big deal. The Uber's not expensive. He like looked up the price, and he was like, it's only £15, which it would not be, because from my house to like the bar by Uber would be like probably £30, especially late at night. But there was a bit of back and forth, and then I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just reschedule for a different day, because this is obviously like not working, and now we're just like in a bit of a fight, so it's just weird and awkward, and maybe we shouldn't even go on a date. I didn't say that part. But anyways, he was like, well, I can't now because I've had to put my credit card down, and they're gonna charge me if I cancel the reservation because it's less than 24 hours. I went onto the website of the bar and I clicked reserve a table. You did not have to put your credit card down. I could easily fill out, you just have to fill out your name, and that's it. And something told me to reverse image search his pictures, and I used this website. It's called facecheck.id, and it basically is like reverse image search for social profiles and stuff. I put his picture in there, and it comes up with this like fitness gym model based in Germany. I live in London. So I was like, okay. And it had a completely different name. And all the pictures that were on his profile were taken from that person's profile. So at that point, I was like, okay, what the hell? So he wanted to meet me at this random postcode, not the bar. Random postcode, looked like a residential street. I'm assuming it was his place. He was adamant on not changing the location. He specifically wanted to meet there, and he would not meet me halfway. He lied about the credit card, putting it down. And then he's not even real. So I don't know what the intention was. I don't know what would have happened if I went. And it's supposed to be in a few hours. So I obviously have not done anything. I screenshotted the profile, the fitness model's Instagram, and I sent it to him. But now I'm really scared, actually. So I reported him on Bumble. I'm going to block him on WhatsApp before he even responds, because I don't know what would have happened, but everything is just like alarm bells. And there, I'm pretty sure that would have been the last day that I was seen alive. So yeah, that is how I almost got killed.
Listen to me. So listen to me. Huh? Listen. I'm gonna call you back in 30 minutes. And you better have answers.
So, I'm starting a series where I talk about crazy dating stories. So, what genre should I go into? Because I've been single for the last 2 years. And I've had some crazy experiences, and I was talking to my friend about it the other day, and she was like, you need to start this on TikTok. I'm like scared to do that on my main. Maybe I'll do that one day, but we're gonna start doing it on here. There's a lot we could go into. One time, I was talking to this guy who I kind of liked him, but I also didn't know because we hadn't met in person yet. We'd only talked over the phone, but I was like, he's so cute. Like, he was like a musician. So that was kind of interesting to me. And I was like, okay, let's just see. So I'm visiting this little town that he happens to live in. And so I'm at this bar type thing with my other friends, and we're just chilling, and then I see him in the distance, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I had told him where I was, and then probably like 10 minutes later he shows up. I was like, okay, he came here to basically meet me, which he was probably already going there. But in my mind, that's what was happening. So I was like, hey, let's go. Went and hugged him, and then we start chatting. He's really nice, and I'm like, wait, he's so kind, and we're just like vibing, and he is like seeing some random people he knows. Then he sees this one girl, and he like gives her like a weird look, and I was like, what's going on? Then a little bit later, this girl grabs my arm, literally pulls me into the bathroom. She's like, girl, I am a girl's girl. Like, I'm a girl's girl. And anytime you have to like start by saying you're a girl's girl, you're probably not. I'm also very aware that a lot of men can make up like, oh, she was crazy, she was da-da-da. I am very aware of that because most of the time it's a lie. It's actually them that's crazy and they're deflecting. Anyways, But this time I was like, I just got a bad feeling from this girl, but I was also like, I'm gonna hear her out because like, what is she trying to say and why did they give each other like a weird look? It was just kind of confusing. And anytime exes are involved, I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's a lot. So she pulls me into the bathroom and she's like, he is literally still in love with me. And I was like, really? And then she was like, yeah, like he was blowing up my phone the other day. And I didn't really like care. It's not like we had any type of like exclusivity, anything like that. So I was like, okay. She was like, also like he is the worst, like just goes into all of these different things, spilling so much stuff. And I was kind of like, okay, you haven't even taken time to meet me, and it seems like you're kind of still like obsessed with him a little bit. Then I go to talk to him and his manager, who I was kind of like hanging out with both of them, and his manager is like, oh no, did she get to you? I was like, oh yeah, we just like talked in the bathroom for a little. I didn't say anything that she said. And then he's like, I want to tell you about what happened between them. So then she sees me talking to them and pulls my arm the other way. And then he was like, what? And then and I'm like looking at them trying to be like, I want to come over here and like talk to you guys now. I don't want to be talking to her anymore. So he's pulling my arm this way and I'm like literally tug of war like this. Like she's pulling me this way, he's pulling me that way. And I'm like in the middle of this freaking bar right now. Like, why am I being pulled by these two psychotic people? That's about the time that I was like, also back to the girl thing. She ended up like making up so much stuff about me. I'm not even speaking down on her now. She was probably just dealing with some stuff. But I don't appreciate that she made up a bunch of lies about me afterwards. So like, that's just not cool at all. Anyway, so he's like, they're both pulling my arm. And then I was like, can we just stop, please? They finally let go. And I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go over here, go to my friends. I'm like, I need a break from you guys. We ended up talking more and he was really sweet. I didn't pursue it because of the things that his ex-girlfriend said about me. And I was like, why would you want to date somebody like that? Like, it kind of speaks to what you're into. And then he ended up writing a song. Anyways, the whole song was like, I know this was about that experience that we had because he brought up his ex within the song. Yeah, that was just crazy. That's one of like a lot. So if y'all want to hear more, let me know.
Welcome back to my dating horror story part 2. So at this point, I'm like done. I'm so done. And I texted my friends who happened to be at the bar right next to us. And I said, you need to get me the fuck out of here. Like, I need to leave. This man is the worst man I've ever met in my life. So I told him, I said, hey, my friends are next door. They want to come over and chit chat. You cool with that? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine with that. What? Do they want to like grill me? Do they want to grill me? Do they like want to ask me questions? And I was like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe. So my friends get there and he's like, oh, hey, like, did you want to like ask me questions? Like, did you guys want to grill me? And they're like, I mean, we can. So they did. Their first question was, what are your goals for the next 5 years? And he goes, I don't have any. I go, not one single goal. And he's like, well, I mean, I have lots of money. I have a nice house. I have a nice car. Him and I have the same car, by the way. Mine is just white. His was a burnt orange color, but we have the same car. And I promise you, it's not fancy. Anyway, and so I was icked out way hard by that, but okay. Then they asked like what his favorite kind of music is. And he says he likes like house music, like techno music, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I don't really listen to a lot of that, but I have some saved like in my playlist. And I was like, my favorite person of all time is Stevie Nicks. And he goes, who's he? Excuse me? Anyway, so I was appalled by that. Then like he's got tattoos everywhere. He's tatted all over the place. And one of my friends was like, oh, I like your tattoos on your hand. And he was like, thanks. And then she saw like a scar and she's like, oh gosh, what's that from? He's like, oh yeah, you know, that's just from when I used to myself. Okay. Then they said, what's the worst thing you've ever done? And he's like, you know, that'd have to be when I had a whole drawn out plan on how I was going to schmurder my ex-girlfriend's ex-boyfriend with a sledgehammer. We all were just like, okay, what? Now let me say, this date has been 3-ish hours. He's gotten me one drink, okay? But he's got all this money. He's gotten me one drink. And he has not asked me one question about myself. Not one. Not a single question. There were more questions that were asked, but I can't really think of them right now. We were talking about like where we live or whatever. And he was like, oh my God, I can't believe you live there. And I was like, weren't you raised here? And he's like, yeah, but I got out of there. Okay, where'd you go? He went 35 minutes away where pretentious assholes live. So, you know, good for you, buddy boy. So at this point, my friends are over it. They're like, okay, Bailey, we're gonna go. Like, we need to go. We'll meet you there. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll see you soon. So they walk out and he pays the tab of our 2 drinks because he only got me one fucking drink this whole 3 hours. And as we're walking out, he like starts his car from inside the bar. And I was like, and it was cold out. And I was like, damn, I wish that I had gotten remote start in my car. And he goes, if you're broke, just say that. Excuse me? I am fucking broke, but that's so fucking rude. So at this point, I'm done. So we walk out to the parking lot and he gives me this awkward side hug thing. And he was a very skinny, short, tatted up man, which is like my bread and butter, baby. I love a skinny man. I don't know why. But my first reaction was to literally go, ooh, God, you are way too fucking bony for me. And he was like, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to, this isn't gonna work out. So I walk out to my car and he's like, well, have fun talking shit about me to your friends. And I was like, oh, I will. As soon as I got in my car, I went to the app because I wanted to screenshot a picture of him because I knew everybody was going to ask me what he looked like. And he had blocked me already. Blocked me for that one comment. Baby, you literally said to a fat person that you were disgusted in another fat person. I just had to call you out on your boniness. And then like 5 months later, I saw him on the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook page in our surrounding area. And oh my God, the comments are hilarious. I'm fully aware that I shouldn't have stayed 3 hours. But like I said, I stayed for the plot because what in the fuck? So yeah. Dating's going really, really well for me.